Elmsworth was a quaint village nestled in the heart of the Mira Valleys, with its stone cottages and thatched roofs. The residents led peaceful lives, tilling the land and raising livestock. However, a change was upon the horizon, one that would forever alter the destiny of a young village man named Kalen. One morning, as the first light of dawn kissed the horizon, Kalen was out in the fields. While tending to his crops, he noticed an unusual shadow dart across the sky. It was too big to be a bird and too swift to be a cloud. Piqued by curiosity, he decided to follow the trail of the mysterious shadow. Deep into the woods, Kalen stumbled upon a clearing where he found the source of the shadow, a magnificent dragon with scales that shimmered like polished gemstones. It lay there, injured, its breath ragged and uneven. Kalen, who had only heard tales of dragons in the village lore, was both awestruck and terrified. But seeing the creature in distress ignited a flame of compassion within him. Driven by an inexplicable connection, Kalen approached the dragon cautiously, speaking in gentle tones to assure it he meant no harm. After a thorough examination, he determined the dragon had a deep gash on its wing, which prevented it from flying. Without a second thought, Kalen fetched herbs and clean water from a nearby stream, making a paste that he believed might aid the dragon's healing. Days turned into weeks, and during this time, Kalen and the dragon, which he named Seraph, formed an unlikely bond. He would feed Seraph, tell it tales of his village, and sing the songs his mother used to sing to him. In return, the dragon would let out soft purrs and offer Kalen the warmth of its body on colder nights. As the days passed, Kalen realized that Seraph wasn't just any dragon. It possessed an ancient magic, the kind that connected the elements of the earth and the cosmos. One evening, as Kalen rested against Seraph, the dragon shared its life force with him, making him understand the universal language of all creatures and bestowing him with strength unparalleled. With his newfound abilities, Kalen felt responsible for ensuring peace and balance in his world. He trained under Seraph's guidance, harnessing the dragon's fire, understanding the weightlessness of air, feeling the stability of earth, and mastering the fluidity of water. Together, they practiced until Kalen could summon the elements at will, merging them to create powerful, awe-inspiring manifestations of nature's fury. Meanwhile, the villagers of Elmsworth had started to notice Kalen's prolonged absence. Rumors began to circulate, with whispers of him being abducted or having fallen prey to some wild beast. Some believed he had abandoned them to seek a better life in the city. The once tranquil village was now a hub of anxiety and speculations. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in hues of gold and crimson, the villagers gathered around the town square, discussing Kalen's disappearance. Just then, an enormous shadow engulfed the village, silencing every voice. As they looked up, they saw Seraph, with Kalen perched on its back, descending gracefully onto the village grounds. The villagers were aghast, their fears confirmed by the sight of the mighty beast. However, Kalen, with a calm demeanor, began to address the gathering. He spoke of his time in the woods, of his bond with Seraph, and of the immense power he now wielded. To demonstrate, he summoned a whirlwind, conjured fire from thin air, and made the earth tremble with a mere stomp of his foot. The village elder, a wise old woman named Mela, stepped forward. She declared that Kalen was now the world's strongest human, chosen by destiny to be Elmsworth's protector. The villagers, seeing the truth in her words, cheered in agreement, celebrating Kalen's return and his newfound prowess. That night, the village of Elmsworth rejoiced under the protective gaze of Seraph, who hovered above them, its eyes twinkling like stars. Kalen, realizing his purpose, vowed to protect not just Elmsworth but all of humanity from any threat that might arise. But as history has shown, with great power comes great responsibility and challenges. Kalen's journey as the world's strongest human had just begun, and the path ahead was laden with trials that would test the depth of his bond with Seraph and the strength of his spirit. Months had passed since Kalen's grand revelation to the villagers. Elmsworth had transformed from a quiet village into a place of wonder, as many from distant lands journeyed to catch a glimpse of the man who tamed a dragon and bore unparalleled strength. Kalen, with Seraph by his side, became a beacon of hope, guiding lost souls and protecting the innocent. However, with fame came envy and threats. Word of Kalen's unique bond with Seraph spread across continents, reaching the ears of Draken, a tyrant from the east who claimed to be a dragon lord. Draken was known for capturing dragons, breaking their spirits, and using them as tools of war. The idea of a dragon willingly forming a bond with a human was both perplexing and infuriating to him. One fateful day, dark clouds gathered over Elmsworth as a chilling wind blew through the valley. From the horizon, a massive fleet of ships appeared, their black sails adorned with the emblem of a chained dragon. Draken had come to challenge Kalen and assert his dominion over all dragons. Standing atop the highest ship, Draken roared, his voice echoing across the valley. Kaelin of Elmsworth. I challenge you to prove your worth. If you claim to be the strongest, face me and my dragons in combat. Should you win, I shall leave your lands and never return. But if I win, Seraph will join my ranks, and Elmsworth will bow to me. Kaelin, with Seraph soaring beside him, rose to the challenge. The sky became a battlefield, with dragons under Draken's command swooping down, breathing fire and destruction. However, unlike Seraph, these dragons had been stripped of their will, their eyes void of any emotion, forced into battle by the oppressive chains of Draken's magic. Drawing upon his bond with Seraph and the elemental powers he'd honed, Kaelin deflected and countered every attack. He summoned torrents of water to douse the flames, called upon gusts of wind to divert the dragon's paths, and even manipulated the earth to create barriers against onslaughts. Yet, the true battle lay not in physical combat but in breaking the chains that bound Draken's dragons. Kaelin realized that to truly win, he needed to free these magnificent creatures from their shackles. Concentrating his energy, Kaelin reached out with his newfound ability to communicate with all beings. He spoke directly to the hearts of the captive dragons, reminding them of their freedom, their skies, and the winds that once danced beneath their wings. With Seraph amplifying Kaelin's intentions, a wave of warmth and empathy enveloped each dragon. One by one, the dragons began to break free from Draken's control, their eyes regaining their lost luster. The skies were filled with a cacophony of dragon roars, not of anger, but of liberation. Draken, witnessing his control slip away, was consumed by rage. In a desperate attempt, he lunged at Kaelin, aiming to finish the battle with a single blow. But Seraph, loyal and protective, intervened. With a swift motion, Seraph's tail sent Draken plummeting from the sky, crashing into the waters below. The once threatening fleet, seeing their leader defeated, retreated in disarray. The skies above Elmsworth cleared, revealing a brilliant rainbow, a symbol of hope and new beginnings. The dragons, once under Draken's control, circled Kaelin and Seraph, expressing their gratitude. With a mutual understanding, they soared back to their homelands, leaving behind tales of the dragon tamer of Elmsworth. The villagers rejoiced, celebrating not just a victory of strength, but one of heart and spirit. Kaelin had proven that true power lay not in dominion, but in understanding and unity. As night descended upon Elmsworth, Kaelin and Seraph sat atop a hill, gazing at the stars. They had faced their first major challenge, but both knew that their journey was far from over. The world was vast, and their bond would be tested in ways they couldn't yet fathom. Years flew by, and tales of Kaelin and Seraph's exploits echoed in every corner of the world. They became symbols of unity and strength, often mediating disputes between kingdoms, taming wild beasts, and guiding lost travelers. Elmsworth, once a humble village, flourished into a thriving city, with people of various races and cultures calling it home. But as the world reveled in peace and prosperity, an ancient prophecy surfaced. It spoke of a time when the very heart of the world would waver, threatening to plunge everything into darkness. The only beacon of hope would be the bond between a human and a dragon, their combined strength standing against the tide. And as prophecies often do, signs of its realization began to manifest. The earth quaked intermittently, skies darkened for days on end, and the oceans roared with unparalleled fury. A deep sense of unease settled across the lands. Kaelin, now seasoned by years of challenges, felt the weight of the world upon his shoulders. With Seraph by his side, they embarked on a quest to discover the root of the disturbances. Their journey led them to the last mountain, a peak so high its summit touched the heavens and its base delved into the heart of the world. There, they discovered an ancient chamber, its entrance guarded by stone statues of dragons from bygone eras. Inside, the very core of the world pulsed, a magnificent crystal, radiant yet unstable. Its energy, which once flowed harmoniously, now flickered erratically, causing the world's unrest. Beside the crystal stood a hooded figure, the guardian of the heart. With a voice like echoing caverns, the guardian explained that the heart had been disturbed by the world's collective fears and doubts. The bond between Kaelin and Seraph, a pure union of trust and friendship, was the only hope to restore balance. Understanding the gravity of their task, Kaelin and Seraph approached the crystal. They closed their eyes, letting their bond resonate. Seraph's flames combined with Kaelin's elemental powers, wrapping the crystal in a cocoon of light and energy. Memories of their journey together, their challenges, their triumphs, and the love of the people of Elmsworth, all flooded into the heart, combating the darkness within. The chamber rumbled, and for a moment, it seemed as if the world would indeed plunge into an abyss. But then, as if heeding a call older than time, Every dragon in existence, including those once enslaved by Draken, converged at the last mountain. Drawn by Seraph's plea, they encircled the peak, their combined roars creating a symphony of hope and strength. The energy within the chamber intensified. Kalen and Seraph, at the center of this maelstrom, felt their spirits intertwining, becoming one with the heart of the world. And then, with a blinding flash, the crystal stabilized, its energy flowing smoothly once more, in rhythm with the heartbeat of every living creature. The world outside rejoiced. The skies cleared, the oceans calmed, and a newfound sense of peace enveloped the lands. Exhausted yet triumphant, Kalen and Seraph emerged from the last mountain. The Guardian, nodding in approval, vanished, leaving behind the legacy of their triumph. Dragons, in a display of gratitude and respect, bowed to them before soaring into the horizons. Kalen and Seraph returned to Elmsworth, which had evolved but still retained its essence. They had fulfilled the prophecy, not by brute force but through unity, trust, and understanding. As the years passed, the tale of the Dragon Tamer of Elmsworth became legend, a story passed down through generations, a reminder that true strength arises from the bonds we forge and the challenges we overcome together. Kalen, in his twilight years, often sat at the village square, with children gathered around, listening in rapt attention. Seraph, ever loyal, would lay beside him, their combined presence a testament to a journey that transcended time. And thus, in the heart of the world and in the annals of history, their story was etched forever, a beacon for ages to come.